Good evening, legends. Welcome to Aussie OCR episode 117, where tonight on your public holiday, I'm pretty keen to be talking to young Dylan Pardy. Now, Dylan's been coming up in the sport for years. You've seen him around, no doubt. And just recently at the Picton event, if you were lucky to be there, you saw an absolute dominant performance from Dylan, who took out 3 golden triangles at the event. So we're going to be talking all about that and all things about Dylan tonight. I'll bring him on screen. How are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good.
That's good, man. You ready?
Yeah.
That's good. That's step one. How'd you pull up after Picton?
Yeah, I was pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Like, the next day I was a little bit sore, but yeah, not too bad.
Nice.
Too bad, yeah.
Is that just another day in the office now, mate? Going out and running a trifecta?
Yeah. Recently, because in Australia, like, that's all they've been, so yeah, just got used to it and yeah.
Yeah, you do get used to it, man. You do get used to it if you're out there doing that stuff.
Yeah, being able to get used to the recovery and whatnot, what I need to do and to fire up for the next day and yeah, all works.
Yeah, awesome. And mate, look, we're going to go into all of that. We're going to go into your the recovery protocols, your training, all that type of stuff, because I'm really keen to learn because, mate, out of I'd say all the elite races in the sport in Australia, you're probably one of the quietest on your social media. You keep some stuff to your chest. So yeah, I think myself and quite a few other people. I've actually had a couple of people message me and be interested for this one. So it's going to be cool to learn some stuff about Dylan, mate. Yeah. How did you get into the sport? And well, give me a bit of a history. What were you doing growing up? Well, like, have you always been athletic? And while you answer that, I'm just going to be a bit rude and take a quick video and put it on the socials.
No, all good. No, I've been 25 now, and I've played field hockey since I was, I think, 5 or 6 until 2020, I think I stopped. But yeah,
nice.
So I was always active and played lots of other sports, but mainly field hockey.
Field hockey.
And then, for first Spartan, my sister and I saw that they were doing one at ANZ Stadium, so we thought, that'd be an alright one to have fun, have a go at, because you're not going to get muddy and all that type of stuff. So we did that one and then got hooked and then been hooked ever since.
Yeah, mad. When did you get into the sport, did you say?
Into OCR in, I think, 2015, I think it was.
Yeah, cool. I think I did my first in 2016. So you've been around for a while.
Yeah, I have,
cool.
Yeah. Didn't do many at the start, like for the first few years, but then, really got into it from about 2017, I think.
Yeah, cool. I think that's probably 2017, 2018 was when I saw you going hard in the elites. Were you competitive from the get-go? I imagine field hockey is a pretty good background for it.
Yeah. Like the first few, I just did open waves because I didn't really know much about it. But then I was comparing my times in that and against like the elites, and I thought, I'm not way off. So I thought I would step up in the level and got stuck in.
Cool. And guys, just like Dora's done, she's just let us know she's live with a hashtag live. If you are watching, give us a hashtag live. Give us a hashtag replay if you're watching a replay later. And guys, this is obviously live, so if you've got a question, ask us. If you want to learn something of Dylan or myself, just ask a question and we'll probably answer it. I will say though, if you do ask a question, I've got a little screen off onto the side that's telling me what's going on. People are dropping comments in. I'm trying to have a conversation, so if comments are dropping in, I'm not looking at them. I'm trying to listen to what Dylan's saying, and I'm trying not to drop questions in the middle of Dylan's sentences. So if you've asked something, just give me a minute. I will get to it. Mon's here as well. Monica Holmwood, how are you? Yeah, cool, man. So 2017, I think you said you were starting to go a bit harder in the sport.
Proper.
One thing that's been cool, dude, is just you've been around for a while, and I've just seen you improve in an almost linear fashion. Like you've just been grinding for years to get like where you wanted to go. And it was, I think, probably the last one, and we'll definitely talk about this tonight, but the event where I saw you turn up and I'm like, oh, fuck, Dylan's like, he's a different animal, I think was High Rocks. I think you
Yeah.
like you just held
Yeah.
your own against some fucking monsters, man. I think in
Yeah, that
was it Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, it was Sydney. Yeah,
It
that
was
was good fun.
And did you run
Yeah.
fifth? I'm gonna say something like that.
Bit further down, I think 7, 8, 9, something like that.
It was close
Yeah.
though, and it was
Yeah,
like
I
I
was
think you're
coming
on par.
fifth. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was coming fifth for a lot, but then the wall balls killed me towards the end,
yeah,
and that took a
yeah.
long time.
Which is
Yeah,
just one of those things that, like, your Ricky Gerard, who was at that event and came second, you know, he does wall balls probably for fucking breakfast. So,
yeah,
like, seeing guys who are specialists and you holding your own with them, knowing full well that if they turned up at an OCR course, you'd fucking smoke most of them.
yeah,
That was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. How
yeah.
did you enjoy the hybrid stuff?
It was very different to what I do. Like some of that stuff
Yeah.
I'd never done before, like the sled push and pull, and that was the first time I've ever done it. So
Serious.
that was, yeah, 100% serious. Never done it
Jesus,
before.
man.
Yeah, so I didn't know how I was going to go, but yeah, turned out all right.
For anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, so Hyrox is the sport of fitness racing. It started in Germany in 2017, and it's a set event. It's you're going to run 8 kilometers followed by a station. So you run a kilometer and then a station, kilometer then a station. I'm probably going to fuck up the order, but it's a run and then it's a sled push. I'm going to say is the first one.
I think ski erg was first.
Ski erg, you're right. So
Yeah.
it's a run, then a
Ski erg,
ski
then
erg,
push.
then it's a run, then a sled push, then it's a run, then a sled pull, and they're heavy fucking sleds. Then it's a run, then a row, then it's a run, then jumping burpee broadside jumps. Then it's a run, then a lunges, then it's a run, then a farmer's carry, then it's a run, then wall balls. So it's brutal. Like the world record's about 55 minutes or something, and I think you were probably just over an hour, if I'm going to guess.
Yeah, just under an hour 10.
Yeah,
Bit under
which
an
put
hour
you on
10,
par
couple
with
minutes
Lockie
under.
Danzy.
Yeah, I wasn't far behind him his time. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like you, some of the absolute world's best athletes were there. Guys like James Newbury and Chris Woolley and James Kelly. But it was cool. But that was probably where I saw you turn up, and I'm like, oh fuck, you've like found another gear that I hadn't seen you have before, which is always. It's always interesting because that was probably the first one back after a little bit of an off season. So you had obviously been busy.
Yeah, the last couple of months before that, I was really trying to get fit and focused on mainly Spartans, but this just thrown in there for a bit of fun, change it up. So yeah.
Fuck yeah. What type of training do you do, man? Because as I said, you're pretty quiet on social media. You keep your cards pretty close to your chest.
Yeah.
Do you train with a coach? Do you just do your own programming? Do you what are you doing?
I just stick to do my own stuff, and just a lot of running, a lot of bike riding, and then that's mainly it really. Bit of strength.
Yeah, cool.
Not much else. Yeah.
So do you have you sort of leveled yourself up in knowledge and stuff over the years with training and do you read stuff or do you just do what feels good?
Yeah, I kind of just do what feels good and
awesome.
Push how I'm feeling, and I don't really read much and Google too much into it, but just go off how I feel.
So is that like fill in the gaps type deal? So if you go to a race and you realise the grip strength is a little bit lacking over where it was 6 months ago, you just throw a bit more of that into the routine. If you go to a race and the hills kick your ass, you just do more hills. Is it sort of a reactive style?
Yeah, basically. Like for example, after the Gold Coast Spartans, I found that I was a little slower on the uphills. So since then, I've been adding more hill running into my long run trail runs. So getting better at that.
Nice, man. Nice. You're whereabouts are you located, Bill?
I'm not far from where Picton Spartan was. 20 minutes drive from there.
Yeah, nice.
Western Sydney.
You'd do you get out into the Blue Mountains a bit? Where do you run hills?
Oh no, not so much Blue Mountains. I can, like they're only 45 an hour away, but I've got a few local trails, like National Park down near mine, that 10, 15 minutes away that have nice solid hills, fire trails. So
Yeah,
always good.
cool. What do you do? What do you do for a day job?
I'm a landscaper, which
Oh yeah.
helps with Spartan. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
all the heavy carrying and pushing
Dude,
barrows and
there's
stuff like that.
something
Always
about
active.
yeah, you get that like farmer strength, right? When you're just out,
Yeah,
you're carrying barrows, you're on a shovel all day. I had to
yeah,
fill up some sandbags yesterday. Well, I didn't have to, but I went and filled up a heap of sandbags. All these like big fucking dead bags from Dingo and 50 kilo sandbags and stuff. So I was down at the beach with a shovel, and I think I shoveled like 50 times, and I'm like, fuck this. This is not
yeah,
good. So anytime I get a client who's like a tradie, especially if they're like a pretty active tradie, so like a landscaper or a brickie or something like that, they've just got that tradie strength, that farmer strength, and that gives you such good work capacity if you can just get out there and go at it all day, which
yeah, yeah.
transfers really well
Some
to
days
something like
are
a trifecta.
yeah. There's some tough days when you're just pushing barrows or on the shovel all day,
Yeah,
non-stop.
you're sort of getting
Yeah,
paid to do your heat acclimation, right?
yeah, yeah.
Which is
You're
cool.
training all day, really.
Yeah.
Training
How'd
all
you go
day.
with the heat at Picton? Because it was unusually hot, and it sort of
It
knocked a few
definitely
people
was.
around.
Yeah, like well, for Picton, that was really the first time we'd been in the 30s since last summer. So it was different, but I found it all right, especially because elite started at 7 or 7:30. It wasn't
Yeah,
overly hot then, but yeah, towards the end of the beast, it was getting a bit warm. And the
yeah,
sprint on the Saturday, starting at lunch, it was warm, but wasn't too bad.
yeah. And you had a good run with Liam on the Saturday morning in the Super. Um, you just put the hammer down. And I think you noticed a little bit of weakness that we don't usually see in Liam on the downhills, especially. And I think you actually sped up on the downhills once you'd noticed that. Was there a bit
Yeah,
of strategy in that?
yeah. Well, after the first small downhill, I noticed that he wasn't going 100% downhill. So I thought, this is my opportunity. I just have to, any downhill, I just got to send it and
Steal his soul.
fly down him. Yeah,
Yeah. Just
and that's what I
demoralise him
did.
as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah.
You was there anyone on your shoes in the sprint? Because I jumped into the sprint with you guys, so you were a little bit ahead of me. But was there anyone close to you in the sprint?
Not really. Like for the first little bit before, like into that creek for the first K or K, like there were a couple just behind me, but after we got out of there, kind of separated away a little bit. But
Yeah.
like I could still see them when I turned around, and
Yeah.
they were close, but yeah, not as close as Liam was in the Super.
Yeah, cool. One of the things that was clear to me, and a couple of people that sort of I've seen that knew this podcast was coming up, was just the intensity at which you tackled Sunday. So Sunday was a lighter day as far as competition. It probably wasn't as strong a field on the
Yeah,
Sunday, and you picked up a pretty early lead. Um, I mean, it was pretty clear by the time you got to the sandbag, which was maybe 4Ks in, 5Ks in, it was pretty
yeah,
clear that
something like
there
four or
wasn't going to
five.
be...
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was pretty clear there wasn't going to be anyone that was going to catch you. You came down that fucking hill, man, in that sandbag. I got it on video. I think it was in your highlights video. You came down that hill with no one on your tail faster
yeah,
than you did the Super. Like, you were
yeah,
just like a fucking bat out of hell. And I'm looking up and there's no one around you, and I'm like, he's just got a point to prove today.
yeah. I think the sandbag carry in the Beast was my fastest sandbag carry over the three races. So I
Yeah,
was
I
sending it
believe it,
that
man.
one.
You
Yeah,
flew in, and I was like, man,
yeah,
he wasn't even running this fast when Liam was right behind him.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
just, which is crazy because you're obviously on the third day, so the legs are fatigued, or they should be fatigued, and you had no one behind you. So it's like, you know, anyone you would think that you'd normally look behind and go, well, there's no one behind me, I can take my foot off the gas a little bit. Like, it takes a special kind of determination to run as fast as you can when there's no one behind you.
yeah. I thought I'm just gonna go out as hard as I can because you never know what's gonna happen in a race. You could start to
True.
slow up, could
Yeah,
fail a
true.
couple obstacles in a row, and next thing you know, they're on your tail. So I thought I'll
Yeah,
just go as hard
that's
as I
true.
can for as long as I can and see what happens.
Yeah. How much did that triple triangle mean, man?
Yeah, it was good. Very good.
It's a
Very happy
long,
to
long time
get
coming.
the three, especially home track pretty much. So yeah, it was very good.
Nice. And did Elise pick up a couple as well? I think I saw she age
I
cat.
think, I think she got three age cats. I think she won the beast and second or third in the other
Oh,
two. I can't
beautiful.
remember. Yeah,
Nice,
but she
man.
definitely podiumed three times. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Nice. We've got Maddie Day over from Budapest, who just did the OCR World Champs in Belgium.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Budapest is good.
Dora, yeah. Dora saying, love watching your Hyrox live. Dora's talking to Maddie Day in the comments. Dora also saying that she's loving your display cabinet with all the bling behind you there, man.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is nice.
There's a little
Had
bit in
to,
there. Oh, I just realised
yeah,
it was like gold, silver, bronze.
yeah. Had to only on the yesterday. I had to upgrade the cabinet because there were too many from Picton. They couldn't fit on the old one, so had to get a bigger one.
Yeah, first world problem, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Mon saying she'd like to know. I really admire Dylan because he appears to have just worked so hard over a number of years, very quietly, and every year just gets better and better. Great to see someone improve like that. Would be great to hear about that, and also coaches who have influenced him. Great work, Dylan. So this comment came in a little while before, and we might have already touched on one or two of these things. But what's been some of your inspirations, man? Because obviously, as I said, it takes a special sort of determination to go as hard as you're going in a sport that is as challenging as OCR. What are the things that have inspired you over the years?
Uh, well, I don't know. I just really like to challenge myself and try and get the best out of myself. But it's a good question. Good question, Monica. I don't know. I had a few hockey coaches that were very passionate back when I used to play, and they always used to push us like as a team to get the best out of ourselves. So I think I just take that and put it into this sport, and yeah, away I've gone.
Yeah, cool. Are there any athletes that you follow that you sort of take little tips and stuff from?
Uh, Not really. I'm a big cycling fan, so
Okay.
I follow a lot of cyclists, professional
Roadie
cyclists,
or
and
like mountain
road. Yeah,
bikes? Road.
road. Yeah.
You ever played in any triathlons?
No, not. I've used to do it when I was real small. The
Oh yeah.
Weet-Bix kids one. I did a
Yeah,
couple of
right.
them, but nothing for I don't know, probably 15 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got Hamish. We were going to hit a podcast a week or so ago, but it was just hectic around Picton, so we postponed it. But I think we're going to do it in person. But he's obviously, you know, stood on podiums with you before, and he's
Yeah.
a fucking insane triathlete. I think there's obviously
Yeah.
a lot of crossover. Anything where you've got the work capacity to go out and run a trifecta at the pace you do, you've definitely got the, you know,
Yeah.
the oomph in the legs to do a triathlon. But yeah, I imagine you'd be good at it. Are
Yeah.
you good in the
Yeah.
Are you good
If
in
I
the pool?
if I'm all right. If I did more swimming, I might give it a crack, but I don't really go in the pool much.
Cool. Also, I'm not drunk. I'm standing on a wobble board, so I'm not just fucking falling
Yeah.
over. I know it's a long weekend. So there's probably a few people who are drunk. Matt Pardy. It's a question from his big brother. Do you have a shirt without holes you can wear? This is going to turn
Not
into a bigger question that I've received quite a few times. But you answer
Yeah.
his question first.
Nah, not an OCR shirt.
Not an
OCR shirt.
OCR
Many
shirt.
of them, many of them have got holes. Many holes.
So that's probably when I've run into some people over the last couple of weeks. They've been saying, looking forward to your chat with Dylan. And probably the biggest thing that people have asked me is, can you find out what's the go with his orange shirt and blue shorts? What's the go?
Yeah, I had a feeling this question would come up.
I think I've only seen you in the same
Yeah,
stuff the whole time
Yeah.
I've seen you race.
yeah. I've got 3 sets of shirts and 3 sets of shorts, identical.
Yeah?
So that's all I wear. Yeah,
Why?
yeah. 2 reasons. Number one is mainly so it stands out. Like, so my parents, if they're watching, they can see the bright orange shirt off in the
Sure.
distance and know when I'm coming. But secondly, I find they're probably my most comfortable, like active
Got
running
functional.
clothes. Yeah. So, and no matter if they're wet or dry, they don't annoy me. So
Yeah, perfect.
any situation, yeah, it's all good.
So they stand out. You know, if you just start
Yeah.
winning all the races, doesn't matter what you wear. You're just the first
Yeah.
one coming.
Yeah, but
But
still be able
I
to see
like
them
it.
from miles away.
It's
Yeah,
function.
yeah.
That's good. Mate, Dom's just said, how many Ks would you ride or run in a week?
I would run about 50 to 55k, and I'll ride 120 to 140 ish a week.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But
So
but
what's...
if you got
What?
a public holiday like we did today, throw in an extra long ride of 120 plus kilometers, just for
Yeah,
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
120. What's that? 3 hours on the bike?
Nah, four, just over four.
4.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice. So some pretty big Ks. So you're out
yeah,
probably hitting cardio for 10 hours.
yeah, roughly something like that. Yeah.
Is there any rhyme or reason? Like, is it you do a certain amount of low aerobic work, or do you just play it by feel day to day?
I play it by feel a bit, but I used to run a lot more. But then I picked up a stress fracture in the hip, so then had to change it up, and that's when I've picked up the bike riding, and then I really enjoy that. So now I just combine the two, and off we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I did the same thing years ago. Just too much running and all sorts of issues, and then I got a bike and same deal. If the body
yeah,
doesn't feel good for
yeah,
a run, I just jump on the bike instead and
yeah.
still get
It's a
the
good
heart rate
engine
up and get
builder
a
as
sweat going.
well.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah,
Because there's no
yeah,
impact, so it's great. I try and get as many clients to do the same, or just any cross training really. Jump on a rower, jump on a ski erg, if you can,
yeah.
mate. You've been overseas. I'm sure I saw you. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find a note. I'm sure I saw you. Did you do a little tour in Europe last year?
Yeah, yeah. This time last year, I was over
Where,
in Europe
where'd you
doing.
hit?
So I hit Spartan trifecta in on the south of France,
Yep.
and then I did a super and a sprint in England, and then a trifecta in Hungary, and then the trifecta world champs over in Sparta, Greece.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
You picked up a couple of podiums, did you not?
I got a couple of age groups in Hungary. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
Because they didn't
How,
have. I got one in the elite age group sprint because there was no elite sprint. So
elite wave.
yeah, yeah.
How did it compare racing in Europe as opposed to Australia?
It was unreal. I recommend it to anyone if you get the opportunity and you can go do it because it's sensational.
Yeah,
The
cool.
fields are a lot tougher than we have here in Australia,
That's so.
and
Oh,
the
the
lot.
strength of the athletes, you mean?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
strength
sorry.
of the athletes, and there's a lot more top quality. Like here, you might have two or three or four, but over there could be 10 or 15 vying for three spots on the podium.
Is
So
that
it's,
just population and size of the sport? So over here we might have
I would say so. Yeah,
10,000 racers who maybe come to an event a year. Over there they might have
yeah,
50.
yeah. Well, their elite waves were 60, 70, 80 just in the males.
Oh
So
wow. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
big
So
fields, big
just a
fields.
lot more people,
Yeah,
which is cool.
yeah, yeah.
Which is cool. And you are heading to Phuket?
Yes.
You are.
Only
Cool.
just decided, but yes, I am going over for the APAC Championships,
Cool.
which I
I know
can't
we
wait
were
for.
talking about it. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if you'd seen
yeah,
anything. But
yeah. No,
no, that's
definitely
cool.
going. Yeah,
Do you know if Mackenzie's going?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he might be. I hope he
Yeah.
is.
Are you going
Yeah.
to Fiji as well?
Yes, I am doing the trifecta in Fiji
Hey.
2 weeks before. Yeah,
Fuck, it's gonna be a big. It's gonna be a big November, man.
yeah, yeah. I'm really
It's
building towards that now. That's
Yeah.
the next goal.
I got to try and find out because I was at APAC last year and Thailand's amazing. Fuck, they put on good events over there. And the events run out of Blue Tree, which is like a water park, and it's sick. It's a sick venue for a race because the festival's awesome and it's really well run. But the venue, like it was sort of just flat. So there was a part in the Super where they sort of snaked us through a paddock for a little bit just to get some Ks up, and I don't know where they're going to send us for a beast. there was a property next door that just had a massive hill, and I said to the guys who ran it, I'm like, just fucking got to pay that farmer who owns that property a bit of cash and tell him to open his gate, and now you've got a mad race. So hopefully we're going up there. I might try and find out, but it's a cool one, man. It's just going to be hot. Be ready for that.
Yeah, I've been looking at like what the forecast, average is for that time of year, and it seems like it's going to be warm.
It's humid.
Yeah,
it's humid.
Yeah.
What direction are you planning to go? Is it everything OCR at the moment? Is that sort of?
I think so. Currently, that's what I'm focused on. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Are you gonna go to World Champs or anything like that? Like, is that
not
the goal?
Not this year. Maybe, I don't know what I'll do next year, but currently not for this year. I haven't planned on that. But I want to get back to Europe to do the Trifecta World Champs again at some point.
At Greece?
Yeah. Greece, yeah. Yeah, I want to do that again.
I've not been there either, but I hear it's amazing.
Yeah.
They put on a pretty good...
It was, the trifecta there and the trifecta in south of France, unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Just like the location and everything.
What was the place called in France?
It was Saint Raphael. It was on the Mediterranean, right down, not far from Nice. Yeah.
Nice. I think Hyrox World Champs are in Nice.
I think I have seen something about that. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that I've heard is that the sort of the functional fitness space is going to be growing more and more. Is that something that you'll do next year, Hyrox again?
I'd like to do Hyrox again. Yes, probably just Sydney one, but I have to depend on how close it was to like Spartans, because it took me a fair few days to recover after this one.
It's hard on the legs, man.
Yeah. The legs have never been sore.
Yeah. Especially, dude, if you're pushing sleds and stuff and doing like walking weighted lunges and stuff that you're not used to, it just those wall balls, it just kicks the shit out of you.
Yeah.
If you're not tuned up for it. Dora's saying, doesn't ever matter what you wear or don't wear, Matt Moore. Sometimes it can be next to nothing. I'm thinking about getting some 1 more rep speedos made, Dora. So that might be the move, I think. What do you eat, dude? What's your nutrition like?
Mainly fruit and veg, and a lot of bread, a lot of rice, and some chicken. That's mainly what I eat.
So just clean. In
simple, yeah. I like to just eat quite healthy. Not so much how much I eat, but just what I eat.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with if you're eating like fruit and veg, you can pretty much eat as much as you fucking like. It's pretty hard to get fat on vegetables.
Yeah.
But that's good. I mean, it's how most people should be eating. What are you doing for, say, race fuel? Are you taking specific products or?
No. Normally, I just like to eat normal, as you should, so you don't change it up on race day. But for super and sprint, I don't really take anything extra. Like during the race, nothing. But for a beast, I'll take some energy gels along with me, just to fuel up along the way. So
you'll run a super.
Get hungry.
With no gels.
Yeah.
Wow.
Occasional stop at the water station if I need to, but usually just fly past them.
Do you notice you must have some pretty good glycogen stores. Do you notice a bit of a dip off, like towards the back of a super? Do you notice just not as much gas in the tank, or?
No, not really. Not really. I don't really train with like fuel, so I just don't do it on the race, and it seems to work.
One thing about the body, man, it's so fucking adaptable, dude. Like, it doesn't really matter what you put it through. If you put it through it regularly, it'll sort of tune up. I spoke to a guy, David O'Halloran, I think. He was the guy who he was the first guy to run across all of Australia's deserts. He's got like 40 world records. He did the longest ever OCR race. I think he did a 500k OCR race. He was the second guy to run around Australia. He's about 60, I think I'm going to say 67 now, but absolute fucking legend of a bloke. Still gets out and runs half marathons and stuff. And anyway, so he like ran across the Simpson Desert and all these deserts. And I think he said the Simpson Desert was like 2 marathons a day for like 25 days in fucking sand dunes.
Pretty
like,
impressive.
Not a road, like it's rough. And I said, how do you even train for that? And he goes, you just go for long runs with no water. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you just go for no water and you just keep fucking going and you just get your body used to operating with no water. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool.
Yeah, because on my training runs, like long runs, I don't take hydration, nothing with me. I'll just have a drink when I finish.
Yeah. Is that how you work as well? Like if you're out working for the day, you just sort of...
No, when I'm at work, I like to keep hydrated because I know that I've got to train in the arvo, so I don't want to start.
Yeah, sure.
Dehydrated. Yeah.
That's another question is what's your sort of recovery protocol look like? So obviously you went out to Picton on the Saturday and Sunday and had a pretty hard day racing out there, and it was hot. It was like 34. I was filming. I didn't do much running. I had a couple of spurts next to you guys, but I was out in the sun all day, so I'm just heat stroke, sunburned by the end of the day. How did you... What's your standard protocol on, say, a Saturday afternoon to get yourself ready for that second day of racing the next day?
I'll drink a lot of water, mainly, because, it's rehydrate, but then I'll have at least one stretching session, maybe 2, depending how I feel, of like 30 to 40 minutes of mainly just the legs, but a bit of upper body. But yeah, I'm always stretching. Every night I'll do 30 to 40 minutes of leg stretches just to get ready for the next day. Yeah.
Every night or just recovery night?
No, every
night.
I'll do that 8 times a week. 30 to 40
that's
minutes.
Awesome, man.
8 times a week. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm in the middle of writing a blog about just the idea of moving every day. And how it's not even necessarily training. It's like just lubricating the joints. It's just getting everything ready for movement. And it doesn't have to be targeted, Is it like a set session, or do you just sort of go where the body's tight and just let it sort of...
No, I have a set routine that I follow every time I do it. Yeah. Make sure I cover...
Did you...
No, I know that I cover every big muscle in the legs. We're good to go. Yeah.
Did you get that routine from somewhere? Because it's sounding to me that you've just sort of pieced all this together yourself.
Yeah, I kind of have. I do everything just by myself. I don't really look stuff up or read about stuff. I just go for what I feel like. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you do any ice baths or anything like that?
No, not really. Just mainly just stretching and sleeping are my 2 key things.
Yeah,
the nights I'm able to go to bed early, I'll just go to bed as soon as I can.
Perfect. Monsane, say for supers, quite a few elites don't necessarily take gels. Yeah, cool. Cool. I definitely do. I notice a difference, like towards the back end of a super. If I've got to run my ass up some hills, I'm like,
yeah,
helps. Matty Day saying next year OCR World Champs are in Costa Rica. Very I'll try that again. Very grip intensive, especially for the 3K, 100 to 200 metres between 34 obstacles, with obstacles 5 to 10 times harder than anything back home. Twister is one of the easiest obstacles. I think the hardest obstacle will be wearing green and gold. Cool. All right. OCR World Champs next year. So that's not to be confused with the that's World OCR. So that's not to be confused with OCR WC, which is a brand that I think they're actually in Mammoth this coming weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're very soon. I'm not exactly sure, but they are very soon.
Have you run one of those events?
No, I've only done the
aside
when
from
they did
Enduro.
the Enduro one in Sydney. I haven't gone over to do the short distance ones.
Man, they were fucking fun events. I actually caught up with a guy. Did you meet at Enduro? Did you meet a guy called Andrew Robinson? I think he's the hardy Kiwi. I think he might have
Not,
podiumed
I
Enduro.
can't remember. Oh,
Kiwi guy.
no, I can't remember. Yeah,
Kiwi,
not
plant-based,
sure.
lovely, lovely fucking guy. Does a heap of like
Yeah,
Tarawera trail runs and stuff in New Zealand. Anyway, I caught up with him today, just randomly, for the first time since then, because he was on the Gold Coast. But fuck, I love those events, those OCR, the 24-hour Enduros.
yeah, yeah. I
That's
did
so
it with
good.
a team, and it was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favourite distance?
It used to be the sprint when it used to be 7K or 8K or whatever it was, but now
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more the super. Just it's a bit further, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to like the beasts are starting to take my fancy a little bit as well. But I think now the sprint is probably my least favorite, but I still
Yep.
enjoy doing a sprint.
All right. Might not necessarily be the same answer, but which are you strongest in?
I would say probably super in the sprint are probably what I'm strongest in.
Best at. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Or what you outperform other people in, I guess, is probably a better way to
yeah.
look
I
at it.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah, fair. Cool. Man, it's been interesting, dude, chatting to you and learning because you're a unique one, man. I've had a lot of chats with a heap of athletes in the sport over the years, and it's pretty rare that I chat to somebody at your level who's just like, yeah, I just sort of do what feels good and eat what I want and
yeah,
stretch. And usually people are really dialed in with the data and the science, but ultimately it's fucking whatever works for you. Like, um, you know, don't live somebody else's strategy. That's usually the fastest way to fail.
yeah, yeah,
So it's cool, man.
yeah.
It's
No,
refreshing
currently
and sorry.
currently it's working how I'm doing it, so I'm just going to stick to it until it doesn't work.
I think it's inspiring to knowing that that's what you've been doing for years and you've just found that it's working. And obviously it's just been working consistently for years.
Mm.
So you just keep
Yeah,
doing it. Like
yeah,
you just keep your head down, your bum up, and you've just
yeah,
managed to reel in podium positions more and more
yeah,
consistently over the years.
yeah, yeah. I've done the few small adjustments here and there, but mainly for the last I can't even remember how long I've just done the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
What are you doing when you're not racing then, and you're not landscaping?
yeah. Well, yeah. Those both those things take up a lot of time, like from work, and then I'll go train in the Arvos, and then after that, not much else. I'll either be training or watching sport on TV because I'm a big sports fan.
What do you watch?
So yeah, I could watch any sport, but mainly cycling or English soccer are my favorite two to
Ah,
watch.
cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
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 I'm a bit like that, dude. I don't really follow any sport just because I travel a lot and I don't generally have a lot of time. Or when I have time, it's in weird times. Like it's my
mm,
schedule's random, but
yeah,
I can sit down and watch anything. So obviously
yeah,
it was a big weekend for sport with both the grand finals. They were both good
yeah,
games too. Did you catch either of them?
yeah. I caught both of them. Yeah, they were both unreal games,
Yeah,
especially the NRL one yesterday. That was
yeah.
a
That
very
second
good
half
comeback in the
was
end.
pretty good,
Yeah,
man. That's what you
yeah.
want out of a final, right? You just want a good
Oh,
contest,
yeah, yeah. You got
which is
two
cool.
best teams in both of them playing at the grand final all year. So yeah, you can't ask for anything else.
Yeah. When you were over in Europe, did you get a chance to get to any EPL?
Not EPL, but I went to Tottenham in the Champions League,
Spurs,
which was
beautiful.
yeah, yeah,
Was it as fucking
that was
amazing as it
good.
looks? I've never been to a.
Yeah,
I've never been
yeah,
to Europe.
yeah.
It was
The
sick.
crowd was unreal. Like they were singing all game, and it's as
Yeah.
loud as you could imagine. Yeah,
Fuck yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Um, your brother, Matt Pardy. Don't forget the referee, especially seeing as your brother is one of the. I don't know if he hit enter too soon. One of those maybe. Is your
Yeah,
brother a referee?
probably. Yeah, yeah.
Has Matt done any OCR?
Nah, don't think so. No,
No.
no.
Dora's saying Tottenham Hotspurs, her team as well.
Yeah,
Did they
they're
just
doing
win a
good this year.
premiership? Did they have they just done
Nah,
something, or they're in the running for
nah,
something?
nah. They haven't won many titles throughout their
I don't
history,
think
but
so.
Nah, they're doing all right this season in the Premier League with their new Aussie coach, Postecoglou. So,
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, Matty's saying he'd enter too soon. Cool. Mate, yeah, this has been a cool chat, dude. Is there anything you want to go over that we haven't covered?
I don't think so. I think it's
No.
been a very overall good chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it, man. I always enjoy... What's fascinating to me as a coach and just, I guess, an observer of the sport, and a sport that's so varied. Like when you look at, say, sprinting, it's just running as fast as you can from point A to point B. It's very skill specific, whereas OCR is so varied. Like you could be really strong in one area and not as strong in another area, and another athlete could be the opposite, and you guys could have an even race. That stuff's fascinating to me, and it's always so interesting to see how many different paths there are to the same end destination.
Yeah.
People can just train all sorts of different ways, and there's not necessarily a right way or a wrong way. It's just finding what fits for you, and then obviously just fucking sticking to it and making sure it's working, and then just giving it time.
Yeah, that's what works for me.
Cool,
so
dude.
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Man, I've really enjoyed it, dude. A couple of people are saying thanks as well, guys. So I will put this chat up on YouTube probably tomorrow. I'll send it out on email, but obviously the live Facebook is the place where you want to catch the replay, because you can see all the comments. Emma saying Chelsea is my team. Emma, one of your friends or family, I'd say. I don't think I've seen her on one of my videos before. Emma L. Nair.
Not sure.
Matty Day coming in with the final question. How do you feel the health of the sport is in Australia, and what do you think of the growth of things like the hybrid fitness fit into the picture?
I think the sport of OCR has a long way to grow here in Australia compared to how it is around the world. But I think with especially Spartan's new CEO announced today, I think
Russell.
next year, is going to be very different, and I think it's going to be different in a very good way. I think they're just going to take off here.
Yeah, so for what Dylan's talking about, so Russell Nelms put up a post today just announcing that he's the new CEO of Spartan Australia. I actually had a call with Russell today, and I'm very, very fucking excited for what's coming in the sport, not only in the back of this year, but for next year as well. It's going to be...
Yeah, next year looks good.
Bigger and better, and it's even bigger than what people think it is at this point, which is amazing. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the sport's got a bit of a way to go. I think it's misstepped a little bit over the last few years, and it's definitely on its way back up. And Matt
it's on the right path.
Yeah, there's some people who are very passionate and competent who are now going to be pushing things in the right direction.
Yes.
So Matty's saying you're a legend, mate. All the best for the remainder of your season. And Matty Day, I've still got to catch up with you. I've got to get some final details from Belgium. So we'll chat as well. Emma's saying, don't give up on your good work, friend of your brother. So Emma, you'll have to come out and race with us at some point. All right, you stick around for a sec. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I am going to try and get Hamish back for a chat. I am actually going to have Russell, the new CEO from Spartan, on a podcast, which is probably going to be about a week and a half away. We have a tentative date, but I won't announce it until I know for sure. So look out for that, because you'll probably spill the beans on a whole lot of really interesting Spartan content.
That'll be a good one to tune into.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if you've maybe become a little bit frustrated with Spartan over the last year or two, it's going to be a very interesting one to tune into. Emma saying, to the stars through asperity. Asperity? Yeah, you stick around, Dill. See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.